Thanks for staying with us. Now, if you know me, you follow me online, you'll know that parenting conversations are my thing. Why? Because, yeah, I've had the opportunity to make a few mistakes here and there and also, do my best in many cases. As long as you have the right support system, things seem to go a lot smoother, which is not always the case with the average Nigerian parent. But the question is there such a thing as a perfect parent? Trying to answer this question today is Ronke Faseru. She is a seasoned professional dedicated to empowering individuals, and she's honed her expertise in soft skills development, focusing on etiquette, emotional intelligence, and leadership. Now, she's the creative director of Manners and Conduct Character and Leadership Center. She has combined style with warmth. She has this really great positive approach to everything. But today, this perfection we've been striving for, I have to say, Ronke, talk to me. The first question, the only question on the floor is there such a thing as a perfect parent?
Okay, thank you so much, Titilayo. Good morning, Nigeria. Such a huge honor to be here, and I love today's topic. Let's go right into it. So I want to make a quote by Sue Atkins, who said, there's no such thing as perfect parenting. There's no such thing. I mean, it's almost impossible to assume you attain perfection because you were not perfect. You're not perfect. So you will just keep trying, aiming for the stars, reaching to the rooftop and all of it. But you might never really attain perfection. But there are other ways to stay happy. So the question, if you allow me to rephrase it, should be, do I want perfection or do I want to be happy? It's important to prioritize our happiness as we achieve results. So perfection should stop today.
So we shouldn't be aiming for perfection?
Nah.
I think as Nigerians, we've been told from childhood to aim for the highest heights. You must come first in class. You must take that course. You must push on your career. But for parenting, we're not striving for perfection. Isn't this,
Okay, so parenting is an emotional journey. I like to say parenting involves three basic things. I see it as a mission, a journey. And because it's a journey, I mean, you're not alone. It's emotional. You can't control somebody else's feelings. Imagine having 3 children and wanting to control them. I think it's really bad for parents to assume parenting is from a point of control, total control. That's why some of our parents didn't do so well with us. I mean, when we got to a certain age, we got off their hook and we just decided we're going to do what we wanted. So I would say striving for perfection without a proper understanding will just leave you in the middle and you'll be full of regrets. I don't think any parent should sit by idly and begin to complain, say, I wish I had done this, if I had done that, if I had more time, if I had known. No need of all of that. I mean, let's reduce the expectations, plan well, and understand that parenting is a mission. Is a tool, and a lifestyle.
Okay, so I want to, come back to this issue of being a perfect parent. That term, perfect. Perfection, in my opinion, is relative to the person that we're, whoever it is, whichever family or cultural background you came from. For some people, a perfect parent is one who instills a crazy amount of discipline. Another perfect parent is one where the children are always smiling and happy and probably a little bit obese. Another perfect parent is the one that is looking all stressed out and haggard, but their children are carrying, the latest school bags and the latest devices. So now, this definition of perfection, how do we sort of steer clear from leaning towards it?
Okay, so there was one you didn't add to the list. Because as parents who have children within primary school ages, how do you feel when they call a particular parent and that parent has 4 children and the 4 children come first in all classes?
Won't you feel like
I failed? If there were just 2, we'd say that was a coincidence. But how did 4 of them? So that's something I feel most of us have termed to be perfection. So just like you rightly identified, perfection could be a lot of things to different people. I met a parent recently who told me that in her house, she's got 3 children. In her house, they operate a no-hitting rule.
Wow.
So she's got children here in Nigeria, 3 of them, and neither her nor her husband has hit them before.
Wow.
So in my head, that's perfection.
Wow.
Okay, so I like how you put it. It's relative. It is what, for me, perfection is having children that are balanced, having children that are happy being themselves. It's so important to me that I have individuals around me who feel like the best they can be is what they currently have. I don't want individuals who live their lives hoping to be somebody else or becoming a second best. I mean, I like good grades. I like 100 over 100, but that's not priority for me. Priority for me is knowing what you want. So I'll give you a good example. One time my son went for a competition. He went with a number of people, about 10 of them. It was a competition organized by Google. So at the end of the day, they gave gifts. There were 10 of them. They gave gifts, complimentary gifts for just being there. They gave gifts to 6 people.
Wow.
So 4 people began to cry. And then my son answered the question. So he got 2 gifts. So people began to cry and he said, "Mommy, they are really crying. Do you think I can give them my gift?" And that for me was like, okay, God, if you take me now, I think I've done well.
You've done your job well.
It meant so much to me. So bringing the balance in terms of emotions, bringing the balance, like I tell my daughter, you don't have to be everybody's friend. It's okay if somebody doesn't want to be your friend. So it's from an emotional point for me.
Yeah. So now, we growing up, I guess millennials growing up, we didn't have that essentially emotional connection with our parents, the way parents these days do. I can probably count on one hand how many times I gave my dad a full hug. I can't really remember it because it wasn't a memorable moment for me. It wasn't an emotional moment for me. Probably I remember a few beatings from my mom, but then look at me today. So do I make reference to what I used to know my parents did to sort of use as a template for my parenting skills growing forward?
Okay, that's a very beautiful question. Thank you for that. And I'm happy you took my mind there because I had planned to mention it on today's show, that one of the clear indicators of imperfection is trying to raise our children the way we were raised. Because it's a different generation, an entirely different system. In fact, almost 2 generations in between. Because right now we have the generation Alpha. I believe the generation after this one will be, in fact, very soon parents will be afraid to talk to their children. Our own time, we were afraid of our parents, but in the next 2 generations, parents will be afraid to talk to, of their children. So I do not think we can deploy the same strategies that worked then. And just like you, I don't think I and my dad ever hugged. I don't think so. And yes, maybe that's why we feel that emotional disconnect, because to them. So a bad example in my house was my dad didn't let us speak our dialect. He felt it was going to affect our English.
Wow.
But now that I'm an adult, I see that, I mean, it would not have brought any kind of harm, to us. So there are some ideologies that our parents raised us with that, that we do not have to try now. But there are some that worked because they had discipline, they had culture. They were very interested in respect. I do not think it's okay for parents to feel, let him express himself. Let her say the way she feels. After all, she has a mind of her own. This thing we call self-esteem, I think is a topic for another day.
It is. Because, yes, raising overly confident children is important, but not when it borders on rudeness. And when to pull them back is another question. So, yes, we've established it. There is no such thing as a perfect parent. Omo, are you a perfect house cleaner, housekeeper?
Housekeeper.
Are you a perfect
manager?
house help, housewife? Are you a perfect parent? There's no such thing. If the house wants to be dirty, let's be dirty. If one day they wear mismatched socks, it's fine. Please don't put yourself under any undue pressure. But we will continue this conversation online. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Tag us, Wake Up Nigeria TVCE, as soon as you can. Let's hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for joining us. We have to continue this next week. All right.
I enjoyed it. You're such a fantastic host.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.